As you stand at the precipice of your existence, staring into the abyss of uncertainty, the question echoes within you. What is the spark that ignites the flames of greatness? And how do you fan them into a blaze that consumes your every waking moment? In a world where the weak are devoured by the strong, the science of achieving your goals is not for the faint of heart, but for those who would wield the sword of discipline to slay the dragons of doubt and fear. Like the stoic warriors of ancient Greece, you must cultivate the strength of will to endure the tempests that rage within and around you, and to emerge unbroken and unshaken. The greatest achievers throughout history have been those who have harnessed the power of mental toughness, forging their minds into unyielding fortresses of resolve and determination. As the legendary warrior Miyamoto Musashi once said, "Do nothing which is of no use." And it is this ruthless elimination of distractions that separates the champions from the mediocre. Your goals are the battles you must fight and win, and the strategy you employ will determine the outcome of the war that rages within you. The voice of Marcus Aurelius echoes through the ages, reminding you that the impediment to action advances action, and that the only way to truly fail is to surrender to the paralysis of fear. Like a blacksmith hammering away at the glowing ember of his craft, you must shape and mold your will into an instrument of unyielding purpose. The darkness that lies within you is not something to be feared, but something to be faced and overcome. For it is in the depths of your own shadows that you will discover the steel that fortifies your soul. As the great warrior king Leonidas once stood against the invading hordes, so too must you stand against the invading forces of doubt and despair that seek to claim your mind and heart. The science of achieving your goals is not a gentle art, but a brutal and unyielding discipline that demands your absolute surrender to the pursuit of excellence. Through the fire and blood of your own struggles, you will be tempered into a being of unyielding strength and resilience, capable of withstanding the fiercest onslaughts of adversity. Like the ancient Stoics, you must learn to distinguish between the things that are within your power to control and those that are not, and to focus your energies upon the former with laser-like intensity. The power to achieve your goals lies not in the stars, nor in the whims of fate, but in the depths of your own heart and mind, where the spark of determination awaits to be fanned into a flame. As you embark upon the journey to achieve your goals, you will encounter countless obstacles and setbacks. But it is in the overcoming of these challenges that you will discover the true depths of your own strength and character. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall, and in using each failure as a stepping stone to greater heights of achievement. Like a mighty river that flows unrelentingly to the sea, so too must your will flow unrelentingly towards the realization of your goals, carving a path of triumph through the landscape of your existence. As the legendary warrior Sun Tzu once said, "The line between order and chaos is thin, and the wise man walks it with caution." And it is this delicate balance that you must maintain in your own life if you are to achieve greatness. Through the discipline of your mind and body, you will become the master of your own destiny and the captain of your own soul, charting a course through the turbulent waters of life with unwavering confidence and determination. As you strive to achieve your goals, you will be forced to confront the darkest aspects of your own nature and to overcome the weaknesses that have held you back for so long. The fire that burns within you is not a gentle flame, but a raging inferno that consumes all in its path, leaving in its wake a trail of transformed and transmuted character. In the heat of battle, when the outcome is far from certain, It is the depth of your own inner strength and resilience that will carry you through to victory. And it is this strength that you must cultivate above all else. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you will emerge from the crucible of your own struggles, reborn and renewed, with a strength and a wisdom that is forged in the very depths of your own soul. As the great achiever Nelson Mandela once said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall." And it is this unwavering commitment to the pursuit of your goals that will ultimately set you free. The science of achieving your goals is not a destination, but a journey, a never-ending path of self-discovery and growth that winds its way through the darkest depths of your own heart and mind. As you walk this path, you will encounter countless temptations and distractions, but it is the discipline of your own will that must remain unshakable, a rock-like foundation upon which you can build the temple of your greatest aspirations. In the silence of your own mind, you will discover the still, small voice that whispers the secrets of your own heart's desire. And it is this voice that you must learn to listen to above all else. Like a mighty oak that stands unshaken in the storm, so too must you stand unshaken in the face of adversity, a towering monument to the power of your own unyielding will. As the legendary warrior Alexander the Great once said, "I would rather live a short life of glory than a long one of obscurity." And it is this willingness to take risks and to push yourself to the limits of human endurance that will ultimately determine the greatness of your own achievement. In the end, it is not the goal itself that matters, but the person you become in the pursuit of it. And it is this transformation that is the true prize, the ultimate reward for the sacrifices you have made and the struggles you have overcome.